So in previous lecture, we have seen this von Neumann architecture, where the design is based, your laptop design or system design is being based on this architecture, where you will be having primary memory and secondary memory differentiation. With this architecture, we have seen the complete history of computers with the help of 5 generations which are there, and as well as we have seen the evolution of languages also, from machine level language to high level languages, and we are having the concept of AI and those languages which are there, which is making your system intelligent and giving you the support of parallel processing also. So all those things we have discussed in the previous lecture, and we have seen this memory hierarchy. In case of your computer architecture or your CPU architecture, this is how your memory is being structured. You are having primary memory, which is read-only memory and random access memory. And further, it has two differentiation as a static RAM and dynamic RAM. Then we are having this read-only memory, where you will be having the booting sequence, where from where your operating system is going to be loaded into the memory, so that it can support your application software, your system software utilities, or if you wanted to give the support of language processor also, all those will be via your operating system. In secondary memory, we are having uh, the data which is going to be persisted, which is going to be reused, is having this structure which is known as secondary memory. By default, you are having your hard disk as a secondary memory, but now you are having removable memory also, where you will be having your magnetic disk, magnetic tape. Although you must have not seen them, because those things are being used for backup. If you wanted to take, the thing that you are using is in the form of USB or external drives which are there, external SATA drives which are available. So we have lot of storage facility with the help of secondary memory, in terms of magnetic tapes, magnetic disk, optical disk. Then we are having flash drive that we are using as a USB mode, which is kind of a removable secondary memory if you wanted to take backup. So basically your memory is being structured in a way that the first thing is, it is providing you the support of CPU support, where you will be having your some instructions to be written and some instructions to be read. In that, you will be having the support of primary memory, and this is the most expensive memory. अगर आप इस hierarchy में देखो, आप अगर देखोगे, so आपकी increase जो capacity है, the arrow is going from top to bottom. कैपेसिटी इंक्रीज हो रही है. अगर आप देखो रजिस्टर्स में, इट इज हार्डली सम बाइट्स और केबीज देयर, एंड इफ यू सी इन केस ऑफ एस रैम एंड डी रैम, it is only talking about very small amount of memory which will be possible. But if it goes by the hierarchy in the downside or down lane, you can see that external memory is giving you the increased capacity to store the data, whereas it is decreasing the access time, right, from बॉटम टू टॉप. अगर आप देखो रजिस्टर्स में हाईएस्ट रिस्पॉन्स टाइम है, एक्सेस टाइम इसमें आपका सबसे लोएस्ट होता है. जैसे ही आपका डेटा आया, यू कैन रीड दैट. बट आप जितना हायरार्की में नीचे जाओगे, उतना आपका एक्सेस टाइम भी इंक्रीज होगा, क्योंकि आप जितना अमाउंट में डेटा लिख रहे हो, दैट हैज़ टू बी सर्च्ड अपॉन, दैट हैज़ टू बी रीड अपॉन. इट कैन बी सीक्वेंशियल, इट कैन बी नॉन सीक्वेंशियल ऑर्डर. सो the way capacity is being increasing, similarly that access time is also going to be increased. If you see in case of your RAM, it is very small time which is there, but they have their own specific task. For example, your static RAM is kind of a cache memory, which is basically in the form of registers, transistors. In transistors, you will be writing your data, fine, and that data will be gone once your you can say your electric supply will be cut off. There is, if there is no electrical supply or electric signals are there, in that case those transistors which have stored the data is going to be vanished in case of SRAM. In case of DRAM, you are having same concept of RAM, but they are having some low cost solution for this memory in the form of DRAM with the help of capacitors. You will be storing memory into capacitor, and that information will be lose, or you can say that memory will be you can say कैपेसिटर जो है वो धीरे धीरे आपका जैसे लूज करता है ना सिग्नल्स को, तो कैपेसिटर का एक टाइम आएगा व्हेन इट विल बी लूजिंग द कंप्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन. सो यू नीड टू रिफ्रेश देम पीरियोडिकली. आपको बार बार उसमें उस कैपेसिटर पे आपको सप्लाई देके आपको रिफ्रेश साइकिल उसमें ऐड करनी पड़ेगी, सो दैट यू कैन रिटेन द डेटा. फाइन. इसके अंदर आपके पास डी रैम में, although this solution is low cost, but in this particular case your refresh cycle is very much high. जैसे मैंने इसमें एग्जांपल लिया था ऑटो सेव का, कि जब आपका सिस्टम जो ऑटो सेव मोड में जाता है, जब आप एक सेट कर देते हो कि माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड में आप काम कर रहे हो, तो ऑटो सेव की साइकिल कितनी होगी. ऑटो सेव इज इफ देयर इज एनी पावर फेलियर, देयर शुड बी सम रिफ्रेश साइकिल जो आपकी where you were writing, that state should be maintained. So बिल्कुल similarly सेम concept आपका डी रैम में रहता है, वहाँ पे आपके पास रिफ्रेश साइकिल्स हैं, बिकॉज कैपेसिटर धीरे धीरे करके आप उस सिग्नल्स को लूज करोगे, एंड देयर कैन बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी यू विल completely lose that data which is there has to be written. So for that they will be having complete refresh cycle. Lots of frequent refresh cycles will be there to refresh that data which is there into DRAM. So cheaper solution है with the help of this concept of capacitor, but आपका overhead बढ़ गया because of this refresh cycle. but इसके केस में अगर आप देखो तो क्योंकि कॉस्ट आप देखोगे सबसे ज़्यादा आपकी प्राइमरी मेमोरी की हाई होती है, और कैश मेमोरी ऑलरेडी अगर आप दे रहे हो that is also expensive, and above that you will be having this DRAM concept. So they are having this variation other than transistor with the help of capacitor, so that you can have those data within the your RAM, but overhead is those many refresh cycle. Now is it understood, Parth? I think Parth has asked the
Yes,
question.
yes,
Now
ma'am.
is it clear? Now is
Ma'am,
it clear? What? हाँ बोलो.
ma'am, I was saying that in last class you said that we do not save the information in the hard drive, so without or some secondary memory. So how without saving it into the permanent storage we are
No, no, no.
retrieving the
I was no, no, no. You are getting it confused. That auto save is actually talking about. I was taking that example for auto save. देखो जब आप डेटा को सेव कर रहे हो कहीं पे भी सेव करोगे, whenever there are certain instruction which is being processed, that has to be written somewhere. फाइन. तो जब आप स्टैटिक रैम में लिख रहे हो, यू आर राइटिंग इट विद द हेल्प ऑफ रजिस्टर, बट व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग इट विद द हेल्प ऑफ डी रैम, द कंसेप्ट इज विद द हेल्प ऑफ कैपेसिटर, and that capacitor will lose the information because of its working or the functionality of the capacitor. So they were having refresh cycle, and for that refresh cycle I took the example of auto save mode in your hard disk save mode. जब आप एक डॉक्यूमेंट को सेव कर रहे हो या ऑटो कन्फिग्रेशन लगाते हो, आपने ऑटो कन्फिग्रेशन भी देखा होगा कि आप जब देखते हो कि आपका अगर सिस्टम क्रैश कर गया है, तो जब आप उसको रीबूट या रीस्टार्ट मोड में लेके जाते हो तो आप कहते हो लास्ट कन्फिग्रेशन स्टेट. Fine, that is the auto configuration state. Similar thing is over here, that refresh cycle is actually taking that same data again back into the previous state of that. Okay, that is the meaning of auto save into this. Now is
Okay,
it clear,
I was
Parth?
yes, ma'am. Now I understand. Thank you.
Any other doubt in this diagram to anyone? So this memory is structured in a way that it has primary access to provide you the data, to read the instructions, to interpret those commands, and to generate certain output. But the secondary memory is only talking about the storage of that, how you will be storing that data into a storage media so that you can reuse the data. And now there are lots of characteristics involved with this memory, and if your internal is going to be scheduled soon, many more questions will be asked from this chapter itself. So I have planned one exercise also for you once I'll finish this chapter. Then we'll see one quiz also based on that. So please go through these topics in very much detail. Fine. If you have your book, in that book there is some declaration or some definitions are there, please go through them. You can refer some tutorials also which is available for introduction to computers. I have sent you one hands-on on this, and many more information I'll add for this memory part also. But please go through them carefully, read them, try to understand each and every term, and try to grasp that nomenclature. Fine, because in MCQ it is very difficult if you are not aware of with the terms. So please go through this chapter in very much detail, because maximum question you will find it from this chapter itself.
मैम
Clear? हाँ
मैम हम
बोलो.
यशवंत कानेटकर
यशवंत कानेटकर में तो आपको उतना पार्ट नहीं मिलेगा, बहुत बेसिक वाला मिलेगा, बट आपको मैंने कुछ हैंडआउट्स दिए हैं, दैट यू कैन रेफर. Fine, and many more additions I'll do in that document. Yes, with
Ma'am,
PPT
on
as well as with
MSQ.
the handout. Yes, it is there in the MS Team. Okay. So this capacity is actually talking about the volume of information that can be stored. So if you see that gigabytes, that kilobytes, that megabytes, you're talking about terabytes and petabytes also in case of mass storage. So that is the capacity, like what is the amount of information that you can store in this hierarchy. So if you see in case of primary memory, it is very less, whereas in case of secondary memory, it is going to be very large in terms of gigabytes, terabytes, and now we are having this petabyte standard also in terms of big data. Access time, this is the time interval between read and write, meaning when you are writing something to the media and you are reading it back. For example, yesterday you have created certain variables, you were writing value to that variable, and further you are reading that. Similarly, that storage which is there where you are saving your data, it can be a hard disk, it can be a USB, and from USB you are further reading that data. So what is the amount of time which is spent to read and write? That is known as access time. So if you see in this hierarchy, registers has the minimum access time because they are very fast. Then your cache memory, then your main memory, which is your RAM, and your dynamic RAM is there. Then if you see, as the amount will be increased, that access time will also be increased in the way. So this is actually talking about the time interval for read and write request. Performance. So this performance is actually talking about in terms of this von Neumann architecture, because if you are going to combine everything within the same architecture, then this performance can be degraded. So what they are doing, they are separating this primary memory with the secondary memory, and for that you will be having access time within the CPU registers जो कि आपकी processing कर रहे हैं, which is very fast. And if you see when you are reading some data from external drive, that has a separate part. So performance is related the that amount of time which is spent to read and write, to do the operations from primary memory or from into the secondary memory, that is actually talking about the performance. So if you see, the fastest one is registers, fastest is your primary memory, then we are having the secondary memory aspect of it. And this enhancement was made in the form of memory hierarchy, जो कि आपको मैंने अभी जो diagram दिखाया है. If you see in that case, you how you are manipulating the data, how you are accessing that data, that is the basically performance of that data. अगर आप external drives में देखो, अगर आप ये जो CD drives लेते हो, you listen to songs, you copy some songs from the CD drive. Earlier you were taking movies also from the CD drive. After some extent of time, there can be possibility it is being corrupted, something is not visible, some data is corrupted, some amount of data is corrupted in that case, because there is a performance attached to it. How many times you are reading from the same source, and you are reading, तो उसको जब वो आप जब बार बार वो आपका रीड थ्रू कर रहा है, तो देर कैन बी पॉसिबिलिटी कि आपके एक्सटर्नल ड्राइव में कोई इशू आ जाए. फाइन. तो परफॉर्मेंस आपकी अगर आप देखोगे प्राइमरी में बहुत कम है, वो इश्यूज आपके सेकेंडरी में इंक्रीज हो जाते हैं. यूएसपी में अगर आप देखो, आप मैक्सिमम टाइम देखते हो कि वायरस अटैक्स हैं आपका, अगर वायरस उसमें आता है तो उसकी परफॉर्मेंस लो कर देगा. आपने डेस्कटॉप वाला ही देखा होगा, एक आइकन ऐड हो जाता है and it shows your process to read and write that data. So all these things are related to the performance when we access data from primary to the secondary memory. Cost per bit, so definitely your cache memory is the highest in cost, your RAM is highest in cost. That primary memory is always is very you can say costlier at the side of secondary memory, because आपका वहाँ पे आपको एक्सेस फास्टर देना है, वहाँ पे आप इस टाइप का कुछ बना रहे हो क्योंकि स्मॉल साइज है, बट एक्सेस टाइम ऑल्सो शुड बी वेरी स्मॉल. सो दैट कॉस्ट पर बिट इज ऑल्सो वेरी स्मॉल इन केस ऑफ सेकेंडरी डिस्क. अगर आप देखोगे तो आपके एक्सटर्नल ड्राइव इज मच मोर चीपर रेदर देन योर प्राइमरी मेमोरी. So it is actually talking about performance in terms of cost, in terms of access time, in terms of read and write and access that is there, and how much amount of data that you can store is actually characteristics of that memory. Any doubt to anyone? In this elaboration, any doubt?
मैम सेकेंडरी मेमोरी से जब हम लोग डाटा इंपोर्ट करते हैं तो फिर फिर होने के चांसेस ज़्यादा क्यों होते हैं?
बेटा आप अगर हार्ड डिस्क का अगर आप एक वो देखोगे ना, उसमें जो मूवमेंट देखोगे, प्लेटर है, स्पिंडल है, मैनी मोर टाइम यू आर रीडिंग एंड राइटिंग। अब तो आपके सिस्टम बहुत एडवांस हैं, ठीक है। अब आपके पास जो स्टोरेज आया है वो आपका रादर देन ऑप्टिकल, आप बहुत सारे डिफरेंट मोड्स में अब आप मूव कर रहे हो। जहाँ पे हम डेटा की बात करते हैं कि हम फ्लैश ड्राइव की बात करेंगे, जहाँ पे स्पिंडल वगैरह का उन्होंने कंसेप्ट ही खत्म कर दिया है।
Yes,
अगर
मैम,
आप अर्लियर
SSD
सिस्टम देखो, हाँ, आपका जो एसएसडी आपका कहलाता है, आपकी फ्लैश ड्राइव जो कहलाती है,
यस मैम।
क्योंकि वो वहाँ पे ये डिस्कस कर रहे हैं क्योंकि नंबर ऑफ टाइम व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग एंड राइटिंग इट शुड नॉट बी करप्टेड। वहाँ पे जो कंसेप्ट अगर आप हार्ड ड्राइव का देखो, हार्ड डिस्क का देखो, तो वहाँ पे आपके पास सेक्टर्स हैं, प्लेटर्स हैं, स्पिंडल उसमें बार बार मूव कर रहा है, सिक्वेंशियल एंड नॉन सिक्वेंशियल के लिए भी आपके पास बार बार मूवमेंट है। तो वो जितनी बार होगा उतनी बार हो सकता है कि उसमें इशू आए, ठीक है। तो उसको जैसे जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी इवॉल्व हुई है वैसे वैसे आपने उसको कन्वर्ट भी किया, फाइन। सो अब अगर आप पेन ड्राइव का बोलो, बहुत प्रोन है वायरस को लेके। अब एक बार हो गया, आप फिर से फॉर्मेट करते हो, हाउ मेनी टाइम यू विल फॉर्मेट इट, एंड दोज मेनी टाइम व्हेन यू आर फॉर्मेटिंग इट मे अपर विद द इशू ऑफ दैट यूएसबी ड्राइव आल्सो, फाइन। सो जितनी बार आप रीड एंड राइट कर रहे हैं देयर कैन बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी विद द डिटोरिएशन ऑफ दैट परफॉर्मेंस आल्सो, फाइन।
मैम लेकिन सॉलिड स्टेट ड्राइव्स जो होती हैं वो तो जैसे कैश मेमोरी या फिर कोई और मेमोरी जो प्राइमरी है वो भी तो सॉलिड स्टेट में है, और सॉलिड स्टेट एसएसडीज जो होती हैं बेसिकली एसएसडीज।
बट दैट इज वेरी स्मॉल इन साइज। अगर आप देखो, आप वहाँ पे 4 KB और बहुत ही स्मॉल 1 GB तक की बात करते हो, यहाँ
लेकिन
पे
मैम
आप बात कर रहे
डाटा
हो।
भी बार बार लिखा जाएगा तो फिर जो पर सेल डिग्रेडेशन है वो भी तो बढ़
हाँ,
जाएगा।
डेफिनेटली है। अब आप ये क्यों देखते हो कि आपका विद इन 5 years यू फेस इश्यूज विद द सिस्टम। आप याद करो जो आपके पुराने डेस्कटॉप थे,
यस मैम।
फाइन, 10-10 साल तक लोग उन्होंने उनको यूज़ किया है। बट आप जितना टेक्नोलॉजी में एडवांसमेंट कर रहे हो, स्मॉलर इन साइज कर रहे हो, बिगर विद द कैपेसिटी कर रहे हो, तो उसके हिसाब से उसके इश्यूज भी हैं। जितनी टाइम आप उसको बार बार आप मेमोरी कंजम्पशन दे रहे हो, आप उसको जितनी आप उसको इलेक्ट्रिक कंजम्पशन दे रहे हो, दैट इज ऑल्सो डिग्रेडिंग। अब 5 years में आप क्यों चेंज कर लेते हो? बिकॉज यू नो that battery is also degrading, that RAM is also creating issues, your processor is also creating issues, because now the main aspect is to reduce the cost, fine। तो आपको भी पता है कि ओके मुझे इतने में मिल रहा है, फाइन, आफ्टर 5 years अगेन आई कैन गो फॉर द न्यूअर कन्फिग्रेशन। बट अगर आप ओल्डर सिस्टम में देखो तो वहाँ पे वो ये मान के चल रहे हैं ओके वन सिस्टम हैज बीन मेड, इट शुड बी लाइफ लॉन्ग शुड बी अवेलेबल फॉर प्रोसेसिंग, which is not at all possible with the concept, okay। that is the performance thing। Now this thing we have already seen some nomenclature, which is your software is in terms of system software and application software, and further this system software is being divided into this operating system, or you can say your system utilities. Then we are having language processor, which is further having huge you can say differentiation. Then you are having your device driver, which is making your devices compatible with the system. So this system software is actually talking about the interface between hardware and user application, which we have already discussed in software nomenclature, that there are two types of category, which is system software and application software. But in system software, what exactly is there? So there are your operating system, which is system utility. Then you are having language processor. The third one is your device driver. For example, your printer driver is there, your USB driver is there. If any other peripheral, if you are going to connect, that compatibility will be achieved with the help of this device driver. So if you see in case of language processor, we are having this machine level language, assembly language, we are having high level language, and accordingly we were having language processors also. If you see in case of machine level language, it is only 0 and 1 which machine can understand. So accordingly you will be having a processor for that, अगर आप देखो जो माइक्रो प्रोसेसर प्रोग्रामिंग कहलाती है, माइक्रो प्रोसेसर लेवल पे यू विल बी स्टडिंग इट इन थर्ड सेमेस्टर, which is microcontroller and microprocessor subject is there, and in that you will be studying all these memory जो भी आज हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, DRAM और SRAM and how it is being structured, क्या उनके इश्यूज हैं, किस तरीके से वो स्ट्रक्चर मेमोरी में कैसे आपका डेटा ट्रांसफ़र होगा, all those things you will be studying in very much in detail when you will do this microprocessor and microcontroller. Then you are having this assembly language, which is kind of mnemonics. In this we are having very small keywords which is representing a kind of machine level language, but it is making it very easy to understand. That is your assembly language. And not lot many mnemonics we were having very small support which is representing your machine level language, but to make it understandable you are having this concept of mnemonics into that. So that is basically your assembly language processor. Again, you are having support for those assembly language processor with the help of processor will be there, which is converting those commands, those mnemonics into machine level. राइट. सो अगर आप इसमें देखो असेंबली लैंग्वेज के केस में देखो, तो उसके केस में भी आपके पास उसको प्रोसेस करने के लिए जो आप निमोनिक्स बोल रहे हो उसको कन्वर्ट करने के लिए भी हमारे पास कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शंस होने चाहिए, कुछ ऐसा प्रोसेसर या कंपाइलर, something should be there which is converting that. So for that we are having this assembler which is converting that. And in computer language or you can say architecture, those things will be given as assemblers. Then you are having compilers, you are having preprocessor, you are having interpreter, you are having linkers, loaders, lots of processors and lots of language support is there with the help of these kinds of language processor. अगर आप इसमें देखो तो उसमें ऑप कोड्स होते हैं, आपके पास निमोनिक्स रहते हैं, ऑपरेंट्स भी होते हैं, मतलब कुछ पार्ट उसका मशीन लैंग्वेज की तरफ जा रहा है एंड सम पार्ट इज देयर with the help of this high level language, but with very limited mnemonics this assembly language can be possible. And we will be having assembly directive, macros and facility for that kind of assembler is possible with the help of assembly language. Again when you do this that course you will be able to understand कि ये क्या किस टाइप से निमोनिक्स की बात कर रहा है या निमोनिक्स को हम कैसे इस पर काम करेंगे. Then the third one is your high level language, which you are actually doing with the help of compiler. C, C++, Java compiler is there, C, Turbo C compiler, Borderland compiler, and SciC compiler. Lots of compilers and a hierarchy of compiler is possible and is available for high level language. But now you have increased the scope also. Lot many libraries have been included, lot many support of controller structure is there. You can write program for graphics, you can write programs for mathematical function, statistical analysis, anything is possible with the help of this high level languages. So we were having support of processor for that. So in that case you are having your compiler which is converting your source code into object code. भाई आपने देखा था कि उस दिन भी जब हम कंपाइल कर रहे थे वी वर सेइंग दैट कि दैट फाइल शुड बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू फ्रॉम सोर्स कोड टू ऑब्जेक्ट कोड एंड देन इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी एग्जीक्यूटेड. आप जब उसको रन कर रहे हो तो रन के टाइम पे वो उसको कंपाइल कर रहा है एंड इफ देयर इज नो एरर that object code is going to be generated and further it is being executed with the help of that processor. So this language processor is actually talking about the support of you can say compiler, assembler, you can say interpreter which is there in the form of to convert those uh, commands which you have written in English like language or with the help of mnemonics is going to be converted into object code which is understandable by the machine. मशीन को सिर्फ मशीन लैंग्वेज ही समझ में आएगी विच इज़ इन टर्म्स ऑफ 0 and 1. आपने अपने ईज के लिए उसको कन्वर्ट किया निमोनिक्स में, निमोनिक्स से फर्दर आप इंग्लिश लाइक स्टेटमेंट पे आपने मूव कर दिया कि प्रिंट कर रहे हैं तो प्रिंट एफ है, स्कैन कर रहे हैं डेटा को तो स्कैन एफ है, मैथमेटिकल है तो मैथ की लाइब्रेरी आपके पास आ गई. The way you are talking, the way you are understanding the things, accordingly you are making those kinds of English like statement with the help of those language support which is high level language. So basically we are having these uh, major differentiation as assemble, interpreter or assembler, interpreter and compiler. Compiler is converting your high level language program into machine level. जैसे आप कर रहे हो कि आप compile करते हो and then you execute. Interpreter is going to convert your machine level program line by line. Sorry, into machine level program line by line. Can anyone give example of interpreter? Have you seen any interpreter? Yes, HTML, your markups, each and everything is interpreter. आप देखो वहाँ पे जब आप HTML या XML का कोड लिखते हो, डायरेक्टली यू ओपन दैट इन ब्राउजर एंड उसमें वो कोई आपको वहाँ पे एरर नहीं बताता, उसको बस हाईलाइट कर देता है कि ओके दीज markups are not properly closed or some structured or semantic issue is there, so वो सीधे सीधे उसको वैसे ही प्रिंट कर देगा. So interpreter is very slow and they are basically converting your high level program into. बेटा म्यूट करो, किसके उससे डिस्टरबेंस आ रही है इतनी. So you will be having this conversion which is from high level programming to machine level. Interpreter पे line by line रहेगा. Assembler में it is converting your mnemonics into machine level language and very defined set of mnemonics is there which is going to be further converted into machine level language. तो अगर आप देखो सारा conversion आपका इस लैंग्वेज में सीधे मशीन लेवल पे ही जा रहा है एंड देन यू हैव रिटन दिस प्रोग्राम एज अ सिस्टम यूटिलिटी, सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर के फॉर्म में है. सी का कंपाइलर देखो तो आप देखोगे कि इट्स रिटन इन सी इटसेल्फ. यूनिक्स का कर्नल देखो इज रिटन इन सी इटसेल्फ. सी प्लस प्लस का उसमें देखो प्री प्रोसेसर इज ऑल्सो देयर फॉर इंक्लूजन, सो दैट इज ऑल्सो अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट कैन बी रिटन इन सम प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. जावा का जो आप देखोगे अगेन how it is being structured, how it has been written. So those compiler which has been written for converting high level program into machine level or object code from your source code to object code is being achieved with the help of this language processor, and we are putting this language processor into the category of system software itself. So your system software is having only three parts: your operating system, which you have already seen, then your language processor, and the third one that you are having is your device drivers, is to make your devices compatible with the computer. Fine. जैसे आपने अपने कैमरा को जब आप जैक करते हो, you add your camera and you wanted to import some of the file, that compatibility of resolution should be there with the help of that system. So for that those device driver has been written, and again those device driver is further coming into the category of system software itself because they are directly interacting with the hardware. Fine. So that is why it is being putting into the category of system software in the terms of device driver. And if you see majorly those device driver is being written in C and C++ language itself, because that those two languages providing you the support of complete access of those machine. And अगर आपको microprocessor level पे काम करना है, then you will be using that machine level language also. So to write those device drivers. And now you can see when you install database drivers or database into the machine, again that again requires a driver to make your data compatible with the system for that particular configuration. So we are having driver for software as well as for hardware also, but we are putting that drivers into the category of system software itself. Fine. Then you are having this application software which is being designed for a specific task. For example, your word processor is there, you are having your MS Excel, PowerPoint is there, databases are there, some multimedia tools to listen to songs, to view your movies, to see the data. For that, there is a specific functionality for that, and that is coming into the application software, which is further being executed on your operating system. This application software is always above the operating system with the defined functionality, and that has a category of application software into it. So there is a huge variety which is available into the application software. Now this is about your introduction to computers, which we have started from the very beginning, जहाँ पे हमने ये पूरा part discuss किया. Architecture, system software, application software, units of measurements. Then you are having this characteristics of computers, advantages and disadvantages. Then you are having this history of computer that we have discussed, von Neumann architecture, hierarchy, characteristics. This differentiation we have already seen in the form of system software, but language processor has to be discussed. So that has been included into that. Now based on that, I have formed one assignment for you people that I will be giving you today itself. एंड दैट विल बी ड्यू बाय नेक्स्ट वीक ऑन फ्राइडे। वो सारे क्वेश्चंस आप हैंड रिटन करेंगे, सॉफ्ट कॉपी नहीं बनानी है, हैंड रिटन आप अपने कॉपी पे या नोटबुक पे सॉल्व कीजिए एंड देन टेक अ स्नैपशॉट ऑफ दैट, पिक्चर्स उनकी कलेक्ट करो एंड देन दैट पिक्चर हैज़ टू बी इनटू अ पीडीएफ फाइल and that PDF you are going to submit it to me on Friday next week. Fine. So I am adding those questions also in this PDF itself. Sorry, in this
Ma'am,
paper.
where we have to submit?
क्या कह रहे हो?
Where we have to submit in MS Teams?
मैं आपको बताऊंगी बेटा, उसका लिंक मैं आपको प्रोवाइड करूंगी. In that you can see.
Okay.
Okay.
We have to make a new copy for that.
कोशिश करो बेटा आप अलग से बनाओ, बिकॉज आपके कई असाइनमेंट अभी इसमें ड्यू होंगे. सो
Okay, ma'am.
आप अलग से बना लो तो ज़्यादा अच्छा है आपके लिए. ठीक है.
एंड मैम एक डाउट भी था कि असेंबलर और कंपाइलर के बीच में डिफरेंस क्या है? दोनों ही केवल पैटर्न.
ह्यूज डिफरेंस. असेंबलर इज निमोनिक्स. आपने मशीन लेवल लैंग्वेज जो है बेटा, आप अपना थोड़ा सा इसको म्यूट करो. जो आपकी मशीन लेवल लैंग्वेज है वो सिर्फ बाइनरी फॉर्म में है, और अगर आप देखो वहाँ पे हम माइक्रो प्रोसेसर लेवल की प्रोग्रामिंग करते हैं. उसको थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए उसमें ऐड किए गए असेंबलर के कुछ कंसेप्ट विच इज़ ऑप कोड. वहाँ पे ऑप कोड एंड ऑपरेंट्स होते हैं. ये आप पढ़ोगे इन फोर्थ सेमेस्टर और थर्ड सेमेस्टर, यू विल स्टडी दैट. एंड दे हैव अ डिफाइंड निमोनिक्स फॉर दैट. बहुत लार्ज नहीं है जैसे सी में है, इतने कीवर्ड्स हैं आपके पास, इतने स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं. नो, some defined load, read, store, this type of mnemonics has been written, but those mnemonics is further being converted into machine language with the help of assembler. assembler में बहुत कैपेबिलिटीज़ नहीं है, बहुत फंक्शनैलिटी नहीं है, क्योंकि वो डायरेक्टली उस माइक्रो कंट्रोलर लेवल पे काम करता है. बट हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज हैज़ द मैक्सिमम सपोर्ट फॉर ऑल दी हार्डवेयर, फॉर मेमोरी, फॉर इनपुट, फॉर आउटपुट, फॉर ग्राफिक्स, फॉर एवरीथिंग. तो वहाँ पे आपके पास कंपाइलर्स आते हैं टू प्रोवाइड यू द सपोर्ट ऑफ मैक्सिमम, यू कैन से लाइब्रेरीज एंड प्री प्रोसेसर डायरेक्टिव. दैट इज द डिफरेंस. नाउ लेट मी ऐड दोस क्वेश्चंस आल्सो. माय स्क्रीन इज विजिबल?
नो मैम.
No, ma'am.
Compilers just use assemblers as a subprogram. Ma'am?
हाँ बोलो.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, so compilers just use assembler as a subprogram to communicate with the CPU.
नो 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 नो, इस तरीके से नहीं बोल सकते. कंपाइलर्स इंटरनली मशीन लेवल पे भी कम्युनिकेट कर रहे होते हैं, बट कंपाइलर
Yes,
को आप
ma'am.
सिंपली ये इस टर्म्स में लेके चलो कि सोर्स कोड इनटू योर ऑब्जेक्ट कोड, दैट्स इट.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm saying. कि compilers जो हैं केवल source code को
नो बेटा,
machine code में
डोंट,
लिखे.
yes, only take this thing, don't take this term सब प्रोग्राम और समथिंग, बिकॉज कंपाइलर का एक अपना खुद का एक बहुत बड़ा लाइफ साइकिल होता है. ठीक है. सो डोंट चेंज दैट लैंग्वेज. and always go through the definition which is given in the books. जो आपकी एक डिफाइंड IEEE डेफिनेशन है, ऑलवेज लर्न दोज डेफिनेशन. उनको हम बोलते हैं IEEE डेफिनेशन, जो कि इंजीनियर सोसाइटी के थ्रू आपकी वैलिडेटेड होती हैं. लर्न दोज डेफिनेशंस. फाइन. आपके जो ट्यूटोरियल्स वगैरह हैं ये आपको मिस इंटरप्रेट करते हैं इन्फॉर्मेशन पे. उस टाइप की लैंग्वेज को मत याद करना, क्योंकि उसमें क्या है, जब आप बाद में इंटरव्यू में जाओगे तो विल गेट कन्फ्यूज कि ये टर्म क्या है. So always take the IEEE definition which is available and always go by that language. और हमेशा जब भी आप इसका देखोगे ना, जब भी आप कोई काम करो, always look for IEEE definition. जैसे मैं अगर बोल रही हूँ ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, look for IEEE definition of operating system. एंड स्टूडेंट के साथ मेजर इशू यही रहता है कि वो बहुत ही सिंपल ट्यूटोरियल रीड करना पसंद करते हैं, और जितना आप इन ट्यूटोरियल्स के ऊपर जाओगे उतनी आपकी डेफिनेशन और लैंग्वेज बहुत जम्बल्ड अप मिलती है। तो आदत डालो अभी से ही कि आप एक प्रॉपर बुक को फॉलो करो और उन्हीं डेफिनेशंस की और उन्हीं टर्मिनोलॉजी के ऊपर काम करो, ठीक है। आ लूँगा अभी आती हूँ बेटा। Now screen is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. I am sending this file in your general window also, so that Word file I am uploading so that you can see your questions later on also. So I am adding it into the files itself. जहाँ पे अपना क्लास मटेरियल देखते हो वहीं पे मैं असाइनमेंट 1 को अपलोड कर रही हूँ।
Have you uploaded this full PowerPoint slides, all slides?
Yes, बेटा, it is already there.
Okay.
Ma'am, which book should we prefer for minors?
I don't have any idea, बेटा. Yeah, what you're saying? You're asking about the date. What you are saying?
Ma'am, which book should we prefer for minor exam?
For minor, for C, Yashwant Kanetkar, and for this, the handouts that I provided you.
Okay, ma'am.
So I uploaded the assignment 1 as a Word file in your class material, and due date is next Friday. It should be handwritten as a PDF, and then I'll share you the link also where you need to upload it. Okay. Any other doubt?
Ma'am, you have added some other slides in this slideshow, but they are not there in the one you have sent. Intro to computer.
But yes, I'm not getting your question.
मैम आपने कुछ स्लाइड्स अलग भी शायद ऐड करी हैं, वो उसमें है नहीं।
है बेटा, लास्ट अपडेटेड करके डाली हुई है मैंने। सितंबर 29 वाला ओपन करो, उसमें है। सितंबर 29 को लास्ट अपडेट डाला है उसमें मैंने।
ओके मैम, ओके।
Today only I have added this assignment 1, which I've already shared with you as a separate file.
मैम इस असाइनमेंट के आंसर भी यशवंत कानेटकर में मिल जाएंगे?
अगर आपके उसमें फर्स्ट लेक्चर में है तो फर्स्ट चैप्टर में है तो आपको मिल जाएंगे, अदरवाइज यू नीड टू रेफर सम एक्स्ट्रा मटेरियल आल्सो.
ओके मैम.
Give your attendance. 91,
Present, ma'am.
96,
Present, ma'am.
99,
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
300, 300,
Present, ma'am.
301,
Present, ma'am.
02,
Present, ma'am.
6,
Present, ma'am.
7,
Present, ma'am.
8,
Present, ma'am.
9, 309, 11,
Present, ma'am.
13,
Present, ma'am.
14,
Present, ma'am.
17,
Present, ma'am.
19,
Present, ma'am.
Neha,
Present, ma'am.
22, 24.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम, हेलो
बोलो.
मैम. 309 हिरेन मैम, वो लाइट चली गई थी मैम.
ओके. आदित्य राजपूत 324,
Present.
25.
Present, ma'am.
So only Parth Batra is absent.
Ma'am, in assignment 1 there are 8 questions, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, what is the last date to submit this assignment? Can you
Next
please
week
repeat?
Friday. Next week Friday.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Three 29,
Present, ma'am.
30, 31,
Present, ma'am.
33,
Present,
मैम
ma'am.
30 मैम, सॉरी
33.
मैम, 30% मैम.
34.
मैम
Present, ma'am.
30% मैम.
Yeah.
34 present.
Yes, yes. 30 and 34 both are present. 35,
Present, ma'am.
36,
Present, ma'am.
37, 37, 39, 40,
Present, ma'am.
42,
42 present, ma'am.
46,
46 present, ma'am.
47, 48,
Present, ma'am.
51,
I'm 351 present.
54.
Present, ma'am.
So Aryan, Pragati, Aruneet, 3 students are absent in Y section.